Hello and good night, everybody. My name is Chalon Elisa Jovel Cruz, and I'm going to talk a little bit about my lesson plan. In this case, my lesson plan is based not only to satisfy or to teach to a specific group of students or a specific group of students with a specific learning style. In this case, my small lesson plan is based on different types of learning style and different types of students. For example, sometimes we have an introvert student and sometimes we have an extrovert student, and it's difficult to make them work in the same way because one of them is a little bit shy and the other one is not. So trying to give a solution to this problem, the lesson plan is based not only in working about one specific person or working in just in pairs. It's based and is trying to make the students work in a kind of group, because in that way they are not only going to be their scared. So for example, the one who is shy is not only going to interact with other ones, at the same time they can give feedback between them in a different way. For example, if they are working in a group like in one of my activities and they are asking them different questions using the tense, for example, in this case the lesson plan is based on the present perfect and the use of already and yet, in one of the activities, part of it is to tell some activities or something that they did in the past using this specific grammatical tense, that is the present perfect. So, for example, working in a group, the man or the guy that is shy and the other ones that are not that shy, they are going to start talking between them. So it's going to arrive the moment that the one that is shy have to try to spell. And for example, maybe one of them will make a mistake. The idea of that activity is that they can give a kind of feedback, a positive feedback between them. Like for example, we know that as a teacher, we almost still lose different ways or different feedbacks, different recommendation or different things that the students, or for example, some questions that the student will have. But in this case, with the lesson plan, we are trying not only to be the one that is teaching, we are trying to make the students teach themselves and try to help the other ones. Like for example, in the activity number 3, that is the bingo cards. In this one, for example, you have to match different words with different questions. For example, if somebody asks you, have you eaten pizza yet? You have to answer, yes, I have already eaten pizza. This try to make the most of the students work in different groups, work between them, and at the same time is trying to teach the way you have to use on your daily routine the grammatical structure of the present perfect. Because the idea and my objective of this lesson plan is to make the students not only to learn something else, is to make the student use the topic on the daily routine. That one is one of my objectives from this case. Like for example, at the end of the class, one of the objectives is that at the end of the class, the student will be able to correctly use the present perfect with the words already and yet in affirmative, negative, and interrogative sentences in appropriate context, using the newly learned vocabulary and the new grammatical structure of the present perfect tense in a correct way. And this one is the objective that I try to reach with my activities. Make the studies not only to use it for an activity, use it the present perfect tense and grammatical structure on their daily routine, so they can not only learn it from me, they can learn it too, but from the daily life that they have. Thanks a lot, and this one is a little bit of my explanation about my lesson plan. Thanks.